There aren't many Fenins who speak of the Deadlands. In fact, I'm not even sure if one has ever gone in and lived to tell the tale. I must say, even heading in there myself sent chills down my spine. And I knew I would live no matter what I may encounter. But nonetheless, I was put off upon entering the cursed land. Luckily, I simply helped take care of a lesser creature. But in the Meganum I've lived, I have never seen anything like Reghyt. I've asked record keepers for any information they had on the creature, and all the information they told me was that it was born from Aradia herself. I have no information on how, or if there was a father of sorts, but seeing that thing tells me this was not birthed in any natural way. Even Reghyt has a face a mother couldn't love, but for whatever reason, Aradia will revive the creature if it were to somehow die. Barely anything lives in the bog, and anything foreign to the land is swiftly relieved of its life by this thing. Yet when I entered, it left me to my own devices, as if it had no interest in removing me from its territory. A curious creature in an even more curious domain. The Fenins have learned to understand how deadly and dangerous the bog is, so many avoid it. Some, just like mankind from places such as Earth, have a hard-headed and gung-ho nature, ignoring danger and seeking glory in a place where it shan't be found. Although one Fenin did make his way in, even coming face to face with Reghyt, and by some miracle, he survived, killing it. Every other man, creature, or any other living thing was demolished, devoured, destroyed. Any word you can think of for the complete annihilation of a living being would fit, and it still wouldn't describe what this thing does to them. Yet this one Fenin survived and slayed the beast. For years, I would check in on this man. A brave soul by the name of Jek. Even when Reghyt had been revived, Jek was still alive. It was almost as if Jek had commanded the respect of Reghyt, though I don't think Reghyt even understands what that word means, or if it understands anything at all. I grew so curious about this creature that I even entered the bog again, confronting the ruler of it herself. Aradia answered my call, and Reghyt joined us for a meeting. Back in the furthest reaches of the Deadlands, Aradia has a quaint home, one that apparently even the record keepers didn't know existed. She invited me in, and I was eager to interrogate her on this creature.
A prophet once presented a gift to myself and the other gods, claiming that if we were to sacrifice something to him, we'd receive something more powerful in return. In hopes of improving myself, I sacrificed a single tentacle, and in return, I was given a puppet by the name of Reghyt.
A puppet, you say? So everything it does 'cause you command it?
That is indeed what a puppet is.
What happened to the prophet? Is he still around?
Of course not. We thought he had tricked us, but it turns out he wasn't lying. That doesn't mean I forgave him. Reghyt tasted blood for the first time that day.
Barbaric. What did you think when Jek first killed the beast?
Do you actually believe a mere Fenin could kill the offspring of something like myself? If he believes his skill is what brought it down, he's wrong. I'm a loving goddess. So I allowed him to defeat Reghyt.
Why? What purpose did that serve?
It quenched my boredom for the time being. Reghyt was only so entertaining for so long. Jack arrived, and I saw a new possibility for some kind of excitement.
And Jack? You let him live because he's entertaining?
It's not like he can leave. I've lived for a long time, and I haven't been able to experiment with Jakari's defiled version of himself. I've only ever removed them, as they were never my concern. Now that he's gone, I figured I'd do some experimenting.
Even though you have Jack now, why do you keep Reghyt around? If Jack is a better source of entertainment, why keep around your old and used toy?
There are things Reghyt can do that Jack can't. Venons have limitations. Beings like yourself and I do not. Things born from beings like us share that same limitlessness. Reghyt may have gotten boring, but I had simply run out of ideas at the time. He will continue to amuse me for years to come.
The gift that keeps on giving, huh? Aradia surprisingly answered many of my questions about herself, the land, Jack, and of course Reghyt. And even after our long conversation, with all the answers I had been given, Reghyt remains a mystery.